Okay, what I have here are two tarps by two different tarp companies. Now, and they're set up in the plow configuration. When you set up a plow, you put two stakes in the back in each corner. Stand it up with a pole, which you can use in the bush or you can use what I got. And then you stake the two corners in the front so you form this plow. Now, you could use your trekking pole and put a trekking pole in the middle on the inside to lift it up higher so you got more room. And then you'll have a much better setup. So what I want to talk about is the difference between the multicam, which is made by Etowah Outdoors. It's a 10 by 12 and it's $234 right now. I think I paid a little less than that because I've had it for years. Now, you'll notice the woodland camo, which is made by AquaQuest Safari Tarp. It's a 13 by 10, much bigger, and it's $189, so it's cheaper. It's bigger, it's cheaper than Etowah. Now, I don't know if it's because of the camo, because multicam does cost more normally, so that might be part of it. But it would be nice if AquaQuest would offer their tarp in a multicam. Now, the thing about camos, when you find a camo you like, if you like woodland and you like this particular tarp, go buy it. 6 months from now, they may not be there. It's always changing. And that's the thing. Now, that's enough room for 4 people in there easy. 2 people with gear, quite easy. This is one of the easiest setups to do. You know, if you're carrying trekking poles, well, you're all set. You know, 4 stakes, and you've got yourself, you literally set this up in about 30 seconds. It sets up so quickly. It's unbelievable. You could carry a tie vac as a thing to lay down and then put your pads on and sleep on top of that. You really don't have to worry about condensation much because there's a big opening there that actually keeps the air temperature the same as it does in the front as it does outside. That's kind of nice about a tarp. Now, both will work. Like I said, Etowah Outdoors, 10 by 12, $234. You can sleep in that. Come over here, AquaQuest Safari Tarp Woodland, $189, 13 by 10. Now, there's something to understand about tarps. Because AquaQuest says 13 by 10, you're going to get it, you're going to spread it out, and you're going to say it's not 13 by 10. The same thing with Etowah. It doesn't matter which tarp company you buy from. They're always going to be a little bit shorter. Now, the reason for that is they do cut. Like this is cut 13 by 10. And then they fold it, and then they do the seams, and they double stitch it. Then they put silicone to it, and they waterproof it, and then it shrinks again. So there is going to be some shrinkage with a tarp. And you better expect that. Now, if it's a lot of shrinkage, you don't want to see that. Obviously, something went wrong with your order. Now, AquaQuest, I can tell you right now, has great support. Great support. I emailed them. They emailed back very quickly. They really went out of their way when it came to customer service. And that is very important. Now, from what I understand about them, they're out of Canada, and I think it's made in Taiwan. I'm not 100% sure. Okay? Maybe somebody else can chime in that knows more about their tarps. The Etowah outfitters, I'm not sure where they're made or anything about it. I don't know. I've only used this one probably about 10 times, and I've had it for well over 5 years. And it's still waterproof. So it holds. Oh, and the AquaQuest is seam sealed. They do run some seam sealing tape down the center. Tons of tie outs. You can read the website how many tie outs there are. There's just tie outs for everything. I mean, ideally you could take another trekking pole, put it in the middle to stand it up. And I'm going to stand up and show you guys this. Okay? you can see how it's laid down in the back. You see that there? So that's kind of low. So basically, we could put a pole in the middle and we could give that a better look. So you can see it's kind of low. And this one too, but it's good enough. You know, it really is. You know, like I said, you had 2 trekking poles. You use one trekking pole to hold up the opening and then one in the middle. Now you'll notice, if I kind of get closer to this one, you'll see, I don't see no tabs there. See that? I got one over here. Oh yeah, there's one right there. See that? So you got one tab there. And the reason I'm checking for that, this one's got a big black line going across it. See that? The Safari. I mean, if you didn't want to, you could hook a rope to that, paracord, whatever, and pull it up and put it in a tree. It's only got 4 stakes in it now. You could run more. I could run 1 there, 2, 3, to really tighten it down. So I think they have the same tie-outs. I think the AquaQuest is better made. I really do. I think it's better made than that. But, like I said, multicam's hard to get anywhere. To get multicam in a tarp is very difficult. The other thing I don't like about the Etowah Outfitters tarp is the little tabs are made out of a material. And they're not really reinforced. Now, I haven't broke them yet, but again, I don't have that much use on it. But it's not made as strong. You know, I can see myself getting on a needle and thread and having to fix that sooner or later. Now, where the AquaQuest Safari tarp, the tie-outs are all heavy-duty stitched. They're amazing. They truly are amazing. I can't say enough about this tarp. The corners are set up where you can shove something in the corners if you want, like another stake, which is pretty impressive. Like, for example, in the corners, see if I can show you. In the corner here and in the corner there, there's a black thing there. I can shove a stick in there and run it up to the point and then tie it off with paracord so I could give it some reinforcement is what I could do if I was getting a really bad windstorm. There's a lot I can do with this tarp to really buckle down in an emergency situation. Where I could do that here, but there is nothing in the corners like there is with the AquaQuest. Nothing in the corners at all. So I'm going to be pounding some of it into the ground is what I'm going to be doing. So, if I had to pick one tarp or the other, I would pick the AquaQuest. Not only is it cheaper, but it's better made and it's stronger. Now, there is another company out there called, oh, I forget their name. They're cheaper. I think they run about $100 for a tarp, where this runs $189 for the same size. But there's a big difference. You're not going to get woodland camel right off the bat. And it's going to be made in polyester. Now, understand, polyester is heavier. This particular tarp here by AquaQuest is about 2.5 pounds. That's pretty light, especially for the quality that's inside this tarp. Now, polyester is going to run you 5 pounds. That's a big difference when you put that on your back. I'll tell you that right now. Okay? The other bad part about polyester is when polyester tears, it tends to just fray. It tends to just go quick. Where these particular tarps are made of nylon, and the way the thread count goes, if you do get a tear, it stops. It doesn't keep going. So it's repairable. You can put some duct tape on it, some gear aid tape, whatever you use, and now your trip isn't wrecked. So lighter, I take it stronger, and just it uses a lot better than polyester. So, and that's why my tarps are in nylon, and I don't have any tarps made in polyester whatsoever. I'll have links in the bottom to both of them. The AquaQuest Safari Tarp 13 by 10 is an affiliate link on Amazon. If you don't have a tarp or you've never done tarp camping, go buy one and give it a try. You can always use your tarp for car camping too. Keep that in mind. If you don't get out that often, you can take that tarp and run it over top of your cooking area. You can run it over top of your vehicle, out from your vehicle. So you can do that also. So it's not just directly for camping. Now these particular rods are strictly for tarps. I forget the name of them, but I will do some, I will look them up. Oh, there they are. Green Elephant is what they're called. These are made for tarps. It's got the round ball here, so the tarp can be pressed on that. You can take this off, and it's got a bar on it too. So, if you want, go pick up a pair of those Green Elephant bars. They're about 50 bucks for two. Most people buy 4, I guess. And you can use them when you're car camping, however you like. Now, AquaQuest has one called the Defender. That is like super heavy duty. It weighs about 5 pounds, and it is waterproof front to back and everything. Now, when you look at the picture of this on Amazon, you'll see it has a brown backing. I don't know why that is. Because as you can see from my video, the woodland camo is on the inside as well as the outside. And that's what I like. You'll also notice these tarps are not super shiny. You know, like many tarps that try to do camo from China and places like that. So, if you're going to look for a tarp, go look at the AquaQuest Safaris. As far as I'm concerned, they're the best bang for your buck. But don't expect to get the exact size you see on Amazon. Like I said, they do shrink up a bit. Not a lot, but a bit. So you're going to have to expect that. And if you're not sure what the exact shrinkage is, contact them. Ask them what is the exact measurements. So, you know, it's kind of like the tent market, you know. You go buy a 2-man tent. It's like a man and a half tent. You know, you buy a 1-man tent, it barely fits you. It's not going to fit any gear. And that's why you'll see 1.5-man tent. Because now it actually fits a little bit of gear. And that's why when it comes to tents, I've always bought a 2-man or a 2-man plus. So that way I got enough room for me and my dog in my gear. But it's just the way the camping world has ever been. It's almost like a lot of things are estimated. So, if you want multicam that bad, you're going to pay dearly for it. Can you get away with woodland and get a much better tarp, a better made tarp, then you want to go with the Aqua Safari. 2.5 pounds? Hey, you can't bitch about that. Anyhow, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Links are in the bottom.